Me 29 and my ex 30 just had a baby back in September. We both had trust issues since early on in the relationship, which has been just over 2 years now. I knew of an ex of hers that tried to keep contact with her. A few times I saw incoming calls from him. She always had an excuse, but it would check out. We've only been living together since the kid was born, and things were going well. We've looked through each other's phone before, and I've never seen anything too suspicious. But just a day ago, I had a realization that maybe she hasn't cheated on me anytime recently. But I wanted to know if early on she might have. Her and her only sister are extremely close. They share everything to each other. So when I had a chance to look at her phone, I opened her messages to her sister and scrolled all the way back to late 2023 when we first started dating. What I found was gut-wrenching. Before we meet, she was sort of seeing someone, casually outings and obvious sexual interactions. She didn't stop mentioning him to her sister until late 2024. I read almost every message they sent from that time frame. We were already dating. Dinners, trips, sex, me sending her lunch money. We were doing it all. But during the first 10 months of our relationship, she would go back home and do the same things with someone else. We live in towns 40 minutes apart, so it was easy for her to pull it off. She loved him before she met me and kept waiting for him to take her seriously so she could leave me. He never did, and finally stopped bringing him up to her. So I've been in a relationship with her for 2 years. She's only been in a relationship with me for 1 year. We had a baby last year and things have been great since. The baby is 6 months old. I love them, but the resentment is too great and have to walk away from her. I'm heartbroken. That same morning, I left for work and gave her a big hug. I never went back. She called about something else, but I let it go to voicemail. I felt like hearing her lie again. I texted if she loved me. She said yes and went on a little spiel. I asked her since when has she taken me seriously. She mentioned our first date and added some stuff about how she gets real upset at me for not taking her as serious. I gave it some time and finally texted her that I had been in her phone and read everything she texted her sister since that first date. She didn't overact or freak out. Maybe the guilt or shame was too much. Or maybe she never cared, but all she would text back was how crazy and weird it was that I went through her phone. There was no phone calls made. She knows how I handle these type of things and didn't put up a fight. I told her where and when I would pick up the kid. She agreed. She thought she would get away with it, realized it caught up to her and accepted our fate. She was literally obsessed with that guy. It was crazy what I read. Miss her already, but I've been lied time after time. The kid looks just like me, but I'll definitely get a test done. All I can do is my best for him. Someday he'll ask why it didn't work out for his mom and I think the truth will be too much for him. I DK, but my whole world changed in 1 to 2 hours while I looked at her phone. It's a nightmare.
I received a message earlier this year from what I thought was a prank text, saying that my wife was cheating on me with a coworker and that she is the wife or ex-wife, I never got this truth, of the affair partner. She sent me videos of their texts, which were impossible to deny. These were deep, romantic messages, which showed my wife saying that she loved this man, and even went to the extent of putting me down in certain ways. I thought about how best to bring this up throughout the rest of the day, but it ended up with me just showing my wife the messages of what I received. She didn't deny it, but she didn't give me any real information past what was in the messages. This person is her coworker, and they work on the same team. I was absolutely devastated. She showed no real sense of remorse, more so that she had gotten caught. She only apologized for the manner in which I found out, and that she feels for me. She deletes all messages at the end of the day, every day, so no real evidence. She said the furthest they had gone was naked photos, no kissing or anything, no real apology, but she did ask, how can I fix this? She offered to quit her job, to which I said no, because that would only make her resent me for being the reason she quits the job she loves. I love this woman, was madly in love with her. She had an amazing personality that seemed to complement mine. She's more outgoing and I am more reserved. I felt like I had found someone in my life who actually loved me for who I was. I've always struggled with self-esteem. Everywhere we go, people would tell me about how much they love her, so I swallowed my pride and tried to work through this event with her. We schedule a meeting for marriage counseling, and the counselor asks her if the affair is over, to which she replies, yes. To that day, it had been 2 weeks since D-Day, but the whole time since then, it felt as if I were the one making all the effort, trying to reach out to her. I even planned a Valentine's date for us, which ended horribly in an argument. The next day after counseling, I decided to check her car's dash cam footage because I didn't have a good feeling in my gut. Dash cam footage confirmed that she had never ended this affair and that she has been talking to him on the drive home every day, stating that she wants a life with this person and that he makes her so happy and that she needs him, all while portraying to me that we're trying to make our marriage work. I asked her that night if she had talked to the affair partner since reconciliation, and she bluntly says, no. To which I play the dashcam audio, and then all the truth comes out. They had been having sex in her car for 2 months, meeting up in between work and events. She stays late at work to be with him. I'm immediately and still just devastated. I listened to all 6 hours of them talking to each other and telling each other how much they love one another. All the lies of when she said she was with friends, but she was just meeting him. We've been married for 3.5 years, together for 9. We had been long distance together in the start, gone through our education together, moved across the country together, bought a house, a dog, got married, all our friends and plans for the future. I can't stop playing all the memories we have together in my head, all the vacations, all the special moments. She has known this coworker for 3 months, and she said that she felt connected to him enough to throw all this away. I look back at all the lies, manipulation, and gaslighting she did to me so easily. What is true anymore? I've been blaming myself a lot for why or how this happened. I should have been a better husband, worked less, planned more, dated, been more romantic, etc. I found out the first time they had sex was the day after we got back, after I surprised her with a well-thought-out birthday getaway to New York. Sex had always been an issue in our relationship, maybe once every 2 weeks, but for her to have it with this guy so quick kills me. We drove across the country recently for the holidays, took family portraits all while she was having an affair. I've tried to be the best husband I can be throughout our marriage. I do the cleaning, cooking, groceries, fix the house, take care of our dog, plan the trips, show up at her work when she needs help, support her dreams, all for it to end up like this. I don't think I'll ever do better than her. She was perfect for me, or at least I thought so. I recently had been diagnosed with severe depression, and she knew this, but still continued to inflict the most pain that I've ever felt in my life. It is debilitating. Can't focus at work, the gym, hanging out with friends. The thought of her being with someone else consumes my thoughts 24/7. I'm grieving the future that I thought we were going to build. I'm sad realizing the fact that in a few years' time, I won't know her anymore. I used to describe her as the color in my black and W. I recently had been diagnosed with severe depression, and she knew this, but still continued to inflict the most pain that I've ever felt in my life. It is debilitating. Can't focus at work, the gym, hanging out with friends. The thought of her being with someone else consumes my thoughts 24/7. I'm grieving the future that I thought we were going to build. I'm sad realizing the fact that in a few years' time, I won't know her anymore. I used to describe her as the color in my black and white world. Now it seems so bleak. I'm not sure how to get through this. I've started seeing a therapist and am one session in. We are currently still living under the same roof. I've told her I want a divorce and that she will need to eventually move out. It kills me that the loss of our marriage doesn't even faze her. I'm looking back now at the last 9 years and I'm wondering all of the other things that I may not have known about and didn't question because I had my love goggles on.